A long time ago, there was a magnificent and prosperous kingdom called Mulk-e-Azam. Everything existed in this kingdom: grand palaces, a flourishing populace, and a just ruler, Sultan Mansur. But the true central character of this tale was his daughter, Princess Kalsum. Princess Kalsum was a little different from other princesses. She was not one whose beauty was talked about far and wide. Her demeanor was also extremely simple, but the most prominent thing that made her stand out from others was her heavy body. Kalsum had been quite overweight since birth. Many people were astonished when they saw her and wondered how such a large girl could be born into the royal family. But Sultan Mansur and Queen Anjum loved their daughter immensely. The biggest reason for Kalsum's heavy body was a mysterious curse. Why this curse was placed and by whom, no one knew. But Kalsum's life was not easy. Many people mocked her, and some even called her inauspicious. However, there was one thing no one knew. Princess Kalsum possessed an astonishing magical power that made her different from everyone else. Princess Kalsum didn't like staying in the palace much. In the palace, people taunted her about her weight, and she had grown tired of hearing such things. So she would often go to a vast garden at the back of the palace where she would sit alone for hours, lost in thought. Kalsum had a special power since childhood. She could bring life to anything she touched. If something was broken, she could touch it and immediately fix it. If a plant had dried up, just her touch could make it green again. But no one could see this power because Kalsum kept it hidden from everyone. She was afraid that if people found out, they might think she was even stranger. One day, when Kalsum was sitting sadly in that same garden, a mysterious old woman suddenly appeared. She was wearing strange clothes, and her eyes reflected deep secrecy. "Princess," the old woman said in a low but powerful voice, "do you know the real reason behind your physical weight?" Kalsum was startled. She had asked herself this question 1,000 times, but had never received an answer. "Who are you, and how do you know me?" Kalsum asked, gathering her courage. The old woman smiled. "I will tell you everything, daughter. But first you must come with me to a place. There you will learn the secret of your true identity and your powers." Kalsum didn't understand whether she should trust this stranger or not. But a strange sense of faith arose in her heart, as if this woman could not harm her. "All right," Kalsum said. "But where are we going?" "To a place where the secret of your birth is hidden," the old woman replied, and gestured towards an old deserted mountainous area near the palace. This place was very dense and mysterious. The Sultan had always warned her never to go there as it was dangerous, but today, for some reason, Kalsum's feet kept moving in that direction on their own. After hours of walking, they reached a dark, ancient cave. This cave looked extremely old, but its entrance had strange glowing symbols etched on it. "What is this place, Ami?" Kalsum respectfully addressed the old woman. The old woman replied in a serious tone, "This is the very place where the greatest secret of your life, the royal secret, is hidden. This is the very place where you first came into existence, not on this earth, but in the realm of light, the world of radiance, the other world." "Realm of light?" Kalsum was astonished. "But I am a human." "No, my child, you are not just an ordinary human. You were meant to be the queen of the realm of light. But due to a terrifying curse, you were sent down to earth." Kalsum's heartbeat quickened. "What kind of curse?" The old woman took a deep breath. "To know that, you must go inside this cave. Inside there is a magical mirror, the mirror of truth. It will show you a glimpse of your true past." Kalsum gathered her courage and stepped into the cave. Inside it was very dark, but as soon as the old woman raised her hand, the whole cave lit up with a soft glow. In the center stood a magnificent mirror. It was no ordinary mirror. Instead, it was emitting a mysterious blue and golden light. "Look into it, Princess Kalsum. It will show you the true story of your life." Kalsum was a bit nervous, but she braved herself and looked into the mirror. As soon as she looked, an astonishing scene unfolded before her eyes. She saw herself in a completely different world. The place was extraordinarily beautiful, colorful clouds all around, glowing trees, and luminous flying beings known as fairies. This was the realm of light. There she was a princess of the realm of light, named Gulbadan. The mirror showed that Gulbadan was one of the most powerful fairies in the realm of light. She possessed powers unmatched by anyone in the entire realm. She was the queen of light and healing. But one day, a shadow genie, an entity of darkness and curses, tried to attack the realm of light. Gulbadan defeated him using the power of her light. In anger, the shadow genie cursed her. "O Princess of Light, you have rejected my power. I curse you to lose all your magical abilities, and that your beautiful body shall transform into a heavy, ordinary human form. You shall wander the earth until you discover your true identity and realize that light alone is not everything." As soon as Kalsum saw this scene, tears welled up in her eyes. So this was the reason behind her condition, a curse. But now, could she break that curse? Could she become the queen of the realm of light? The story was now about to take an even more exciting turn. Could Kalsum regain her true powers? What secrets and dangers would she have to face? There were tears in Kalsum's eyes. She couldn't believe that she was once a fairy, so powerful, so beautiful. But now she was just an ordinary princess, mocked by people because of her heavy body. "What should I do now, Ami?" Kalsum asked the old woman, her voice filled with helplessness. The old woman took a deep breath. "Now you must find the way to break your curse, but this journey will not be easy." "How?" Kalsum asked. Instantly, a new hope had lit up in her eyes. The old woman smiled and said, "To break the curse, you will have to undergo 3 great trials. In each trial, your wisdom, courage, and hidden magical powers will be tested. If you succeed, you will return to your true form and become the queen of the realm of light. But if you fail, you will remain in this human form forever." Kalsum clenched her fist. A new determination was shining on her face. "No matter what, I will pass these trials." The old woman pulled out a small magical pouch from her satchel and handed it to Kalsum. "Here inside this is the clue to the location of your first trial." As soon as Kalsum opened the pouch, a golden light emerged from it, and a map appeared in the air. Written on it was, "Valley of Silence." "Valley of Silence? What kind of place is that?" Kalsum asked in surprise. "It is a mysterious valley," the old woman explained. "As soon as you reach there, you will lose your voice. You will have to help the people trapped there without speaking. You will have to make them understand who you are and convince them to follow you out of the valley. If you succeed in doing that, you will be considered to have passed the first trial." Hearing this, Kalsum grew a little anxious. She had loved talking since childhood, but now, how would she explain anything without speaking? Still, she believed in herself. "All right, I'm ready for this trial," Kalsum said, and began her journey toward the Valley of Silence using the map. As she got closer, she felt something strange. The trees were tall and black, and the air was filled with an eerie silence and echo, as if someone were softly whispering in the distance. As soon as Kalsum stepped into the valley, she realized that her voice was gone. She wanted to speak, but not even the faintest sound came out. She panicked for a moment, but then composed herself. Suddenly, 3 people appeared before her, an old woman, a young man, and an elderly man. They all looked at her with curious eyes, as if asking who she was and how she got there. The old man gestured with his hands, asking, "Who are you?" Kalsum wanted to reply, but she had no voice. Now she had to use her wits. She knelt down and wrote in the dirt with her finger, "Princess Kalsum, Kingdom of Azam." The old man was shocked. He gestured, "Princess, but how can we believe you?" Kalsum decided it was time to use the magical power she had kept hidden until now. Nearby stood a completely dried-up tree. She extended her hand toward it and focused all her energy on it. Within moments, the dry tree turned lush and green. Again, new leaves and flowers bloomed on its branches. The old woman and the young man gasped in astonishment. Though no sound came from them, their facial expressions said it all. The old man was now convinced. He gestured, "If you truly are a princess and possess such power, then help us get out of this valley. We've been trapped here for years." Kalsum now understood. Her trial would be to lead these people out of the Valley of Silence. But there was no clear path out. All around were dense trees and darkness. Still, Kalsum did not give up. She began observing her surroundings carefully. Then she noticed something unusual, strange, faint markings on the bark of some trees. She realized these markings were signs pointing the way. She motioned to the three people to follow her and began moving forward, following the signs. The journey was difficult. Many times the markings would disappear, and they had to search for them again and again. After about 2 or 3 hours of intense effort, they finally reached the edge of the valley. As soon as they stepped out, Kalsum's voice returned. "Yes, I did it!" she shouted joyfully. The three people could now speak, too. The old woman became emotional. "Bless you, daughter. You truly are someone special." Just then, a bright light spread across the sky, and the elder woman reappeared. "Congratulations, Kalsum," she said. "You have successfully completed your first trial." Kalsum smiled. "What is the second trial, Ami?" she asked eagerly. The old woman replied, "Now you must discover the strength of your soul. This trial will be even more difficult than the first. Are you ready?" Without hesitation, Kalsum nodded. "I am ready." Now Kalsum's second trial was about to begin, but this one was more challenging and mysterious than before. Would she be able to discover the power of her soul and, in the end, break her curse? The elder woman handed Kalsum a blue magical stone. "This stone will open the door to your second trial. Hold it, and try to connect with your soul," the old woman instructed. Kalsum held the stone in her hand, and suddenly darkness enveloped her vision. She found herself in a strange, shadowy world, a mysterious realm known as Ala Messiah, the world of shadows. It was a place where only silhouettes existed. No person or object appeared in their true form, only their shadows were visible. What is this place? Kalsum wondered in astonishment. The air was filled with whispers. Then she heard a deep, slow voice. "You must recognize yourself, princess, or you will be lost here forever." As soon as she stepped forward, black shadows around her began to move. They all looked the same, blurred, faceless. How could she know which one was her own shadow? It seemed impossible. Just then, one of the shadows stepped forward and laughed. Its laugh was like a cold, eerie rustle. "You won't be able to recognize us, Gulbadan, or should I say Kalsum, because you don't even know yourself," it said. Kalsum's heart pounded. "I must recognize myself," she whispered inwardly. Another shadow spoke. "If you choose the wrong one, you'll be trapped in the world of shadows forever." Kalsum had to think carefully now. Which one is my real shadow? What does it look like? What does it feel like? She pondered. Then a thought came to her. A shadow mimics the body. It follows it exactly. I need to see which shadow moves exactly like me. She slowly began to raise her hand. Most of the shadows immediately mimicked her. That made things harder. But then she noticed something, a single shadow that raised its hand just before she did, as if it already knew what she was going to do, as if it was connected to her thoughts. "That's it. That's my true shadow." Kalsum shouted with certainty and rushed toward it. The moment she touched the shadow, a brilliant light burst around her, and suddenly she was back in the real world, standing once again in front of the elder woman. "You've completed your second trial successfully," the elder woman said, appearing once more with a warm smile. "You've discovered the power of your soul. Now you know your true identity is the one that reveals itself even before time, the one that is connected to your intentions and your spirit." Kalsum felt more confident than ever. "I must now prepare for the third and final trial," she said. The elder woman's tone turned solemn. "This last trial will be the hardest, Kalsum. In it, you must not only uncover the true cause of your curse, but also find the way to break it." Kalsum took a deep breath. "I'm ready." The final trial was about to begin, and this time her greatest secret was about to be revealed. Why? Was she cursed in the first place, and would she finally be able to break it? Trial 3, the secret of the curse and the balance. The elder woman handed Kalsum a black magical coin. "Look closely at this coin, my child. Within it lies the secret of your curse." As Kalsum gazed at the coin, a vision unfolded before her eyes. She found herself standing in a magnificent golden palace within the realm of light, Alami Noor. Thousands of beautiful fairies surrounded Her and joy lit up every face. But then a dark shadow entered the palace. It was the same shadow Jinn. He trembled with rage. "Princess Gulbadan," he roared, "you rejected my power. You chose only light and ignored the importance of darkness. For that I curse you, to be born on earth as a heavy, dim human being, so you may one day understand your true strength and the meaning of balance." Kalsum was shocked. Why did I reject his power? What does balance really mean? She wondered. Suddenly the vision changed. She saw herself again as Gulbadan, standing in a royal gathering of fairies. The shadow Jinn was in front of her, presenting his dark energy. "Combine my strength with your light, princess," he said. "Together, we can make the realm of light the most powerful in all creation." But Gulbadan had refused. "No, there is no place for darkness in our realm. We only want pure light," she had said. Anger filled the shadow Jinn's eyes. "Foolish princess. The world cannot function on light alone. Light and darkness, together, create the balance of the universe. If you had embraced my power for a noble purpose, you could have become the greatest queen the realm of light has ever known." But Gulbadan had not listened, and that was the reason she had been cursed. Now Kalsum understood everything. The curse was not a punishment, it was a lesson. It was meant to teach her that true power lies not in light alone, nor in darkness, but in the balance between the two. To cling to just one thing is a sign of weakness. Kalsum could now see her path clearly. She had to either find the shadow Jinn again, or perhaps understand his thinking, and she had to prove that she now understood the meaning of tawazun, balance. She acknowledged the importance of darkness, but she would blend it with light and use it for the right purpose. Not for destruction, but where would she find the shadow Jinn? Or how would she prove it? Kalsum asked the elder woman. The elder woman replied in a serious tone, "To summon the shadow Jinn or to prove the balance within yourself, you will have to return to Alaminur with your full strength." "But how will I go to Alaminur?" Kalsum asked in surprise. The elder woman smiled. "The time has come now, Kalsum. You have already passed 2 difficult trials. Now feel that power hidden within you, which until now you've only slightly come to know. Listen to the voice of your soul and see what you are capable of." Kalsum took a deep breath. She closed her eyes. She remembered her first trial, helping others. The second trial, recognizing herself. And now the third trial, the lesson of tawazun. She felt that within her existed a small but present understanding of both light and darkness. From the depths of her heart she wished to go to Alaminur. Slowly she began to feel a bright golden and blue mixed light around her body. Then suddenly she disappeared from her place. And when she opened her eyes, she was in Alaminur, the same shining clouds, the same radiant trees. As soon as Kalsum, still in human form but surrounded by light, reached the palace of Alaminur, the fairies were astonished to see her. "Princess Gulbadan, you have returned." But just then, darkness began to spread in the atmosphere. The shadow Jinn appeared. He looked more powerful than ever before. "So you did return after all," he said in a thundering voice. "Now tell me, have you accepted my power, the power of darkness?" Kalsum replied with complete confidence, "Yes, I have accepted the importance of darkness, but on my terms." The shadow Jinn was shocked. "On your terms? You always only wanted light. Now suddenly you are ready to embrace darkness too?" Kalsum nodded. "I have learned that true power lies in balance, not just in light, not just in darkness, just. As night is necessary with day, the feeling of sorrow is necessary with happiness. The right blend of both is the real strength. I will use darkness to understand light, to rest, to go deeper, not to spread hatred and destruction." The shadow Jinn remained silent for a while. He was looking into Kalsum's eyes, where now there was no fear, but wisdom and acceptance. Then he slowly smiled. His smile was no longer terrifying. Now you truly understand, Princess Gulbadan." And suddenly, the dark form of the shadow Jinn began to disintegrate, like smoke dissolving into the air. And at that very moment, a powerful light emerged from Kalsum's heavy body. The curse had broken. Kalsum had returned once again to her real, beautiful Fairy form Gulbadan, the fairies began to rejoice with joy. Our queen has returned, our queen has returned. Gulbadan, Kalsum, smiled. Now she understood that true power didn't lie in a heavy or slim body, but in self-confidence, wisdom, and balance. It no longer mattered to her how people used to see her, because now she knew who she was, and what her real identity was. Before disappearing completely, the shadow Jinn said, "You are now worthy of becoming the queen of Alaminur. Now you must protect this realm. You must always maintain the balance between light and darkness." Gulbadan nodded with pride, and then magical multicolored stars began to shine in the sky. Alaminur had found its true queen, Queen Gulbadan, and the establishment of Tawazun. When Gulbadan ascended the throne of Alaminur, everything looked brighter and more beautiful than ever before. The fairies were joyfully celebrating. But just a short time later, a new trouble arose in Alaminur. The fairies began to slowly lose their magical powers. At first, no one paid much attention to it. But then one day, the guardian fairy of Alaminur came before Gulbadan and submitted, "Queen of the realm, we are facing a great difficulty. Our powers are weakening. We don't understand why this is happening. If this continues, Alaminur could be in danger." Gulbadan was shocked. How is this possible? She wondered. The curse had already been broken. Just then, she remembered the balance between light and darkness must be maintained. She now understood, after the curse had broken, only light had spread all over Alaminur. Darkness, that is the peace of rest, the time to pause and reflect, no longer existed. The fairies were continuously using their light. Without stopping, without resting. "The balance has been disturbed," Gulbadan said softly. "We completely ignored darkness." "But, Queen, darkness is dangerous," the guardian fairy said. "Not every darkness is dangerous," Gulbadan explained. "Just like night comes after day, which gives us rest and peace so that we can be refreshed for the next day. In the same way, Alaminur also needs peace and rest." Gulbadan used her power, but this time she didn't just spread light. She established a system of night and day in Alaminur. She designated a specific time when soft, soothing darkness would fall, stars would twinkle, and the fairies would rest, regaining their lost strength. At first, some fairies were hesitant. They were afraid of darkness, but Gulbadan explained to them, "This is not the kind of darkness that causes harm. This is the kind that brings peace, that gives strength." Slowly, the fairies' magical powers began to return. Alaminur started to feel healthier and stronger than ever before. "How did this miracle happen, Queen?" a fairy asked. Gulbadan smiled. "True power lies not just in shining, but also in knowing when to pause and rest. The balance of both light and darkness is what makes us complete." The journey from the chubby Princess Kalsum to Alaminur's great Queen Gulbadan was now complete. She was no longer just a beautiful fairy, but a wise, powerful, and balanced queen. The princess who had once been sent to Earth because of a curse was now the greatest queen Alaminur had ever seen, and the fairies always told stories of her wisdom and courage. The queen who recognized the power of Tawazun, balance, and made Alaminur forever safe.